Welcome back to the Rabbit Hole Experience. I'm CJ, and my next little topic, subject, rant, however you want to put it, is humor in chaos. People are extremely sensitive, oversensitive, and touchy today, and a lot of it is due to the fact that we are kind of losing our sense of humor. Um, we're letting things affect us so personal that we can't even smile or joke. And I know that sounds weird to put it like that, but the thing is this: the ability to be able to smile when things are going bad, to cut a joke when all you want to do is cut a person, to find something to make you laugh and you feel like you want to cry. That's something that's inherent in all of us, and it's something we should want to do. Because believe it or not, a lot of what gets you through bad situations is humor. If you look at, Bob Hope, Vietnam and the war before that and the war before that, Bob Hope would take celebrities over to where our military was fighting and dying and take these guys who just came back from working out in the country, killing people and being killed, walk them down in front of a stage, bring out some dancing girls, say some jokes, and it actually lifted their spirits, and they went back feeling a little better. And people don't understand. Now, I'm not talking about mean spirited jokes. I'm not talking about jokes that make fun of a person or something they can't do anything about. I'm talking about jokes that make light of a situation without having to totally trash it out. When you look at some of the things that Donald Trump has done, some of the things that our other leaders have done, making jokes about it's funny. Jimmy Carter was a peanut farmer and he talked with a really pronounced Southern accent. Ronald Reagan, as we found out later, had Alzheimer's, and we picked up a lot of fun on the way he talked. We found out later he had Alzheimer's, but it didn't totally dull the jokes. Um, we Barack Obama got teased a lot, partly because of his color and partly because he was a younger president. Um, if you go back in history, Franklin, the Roosevelts were teased heavily, and it wasn't all nice. Sometimes George Carlin was a great comedian. George Carlin would find jokes in the middle of things that people don't feel like laughing about. And this is what made him a great comedian because he could say, "Look, I know that this bothers you, but this is funny." We have lost a lot of the ability to have fun, lost a lot of the ability to laugh and giggle and be silly and have a good time. And I know part of it we can blame for the last 7 or 8 years, but I also know a large part of it just comes from the fact that we forget that we have the power to change things in the way that we want them to be. We forget that. Just because um, there's the media saying that Trump could win doesn't mean that Trump is actually going to win. It just means that if we allow it to happen, he could win again. You have to remember that one, we have the right as the American people to vote anybody out of office at any time we want to. We also have the right to not vote someone into office in any election they come up with. And the main thing we need to do is we need to have a sense of humor about it all. You sometimes you need to look behind the curtain for the stupid and the silly. And number 45 gets up there and makes his speeches. Most of us who actually are not brainwashed look at him and go, "Oh my God, this guy, he's crazy." And if you look behind the scenes, you'll see that he has a support system that encourages craziness. excuse me. Um, it also, when you look at some of the other candidates, Ron DeSantis and uh, Chris Christie and some of the others, they have people behind them that support the crazy. And if you can recognize the crazy, then you can say, okay, now that I recognize the crazy, now I know that you're a joke. And once you become a joke, I'm no longer afraid of you. And that's the difference. You know, humor is a personal thing, yes, but humor is also something that if you do it right, 90% of the room's going to get it. I don't know how much sense this makes, but it makes sense to me. But then I grew up watching George Carlin and Richard Pryor and Franklin Ajayi and Bill Cosby and Lenny Bruce and all those guys on Ed Sullivan and on other talk shows and things, Flip Wilson. So I have a different view of comedy than today's people. I grew up in a time when things were rough for black people. And the only way we were able to get through them was humor. And if you're an black adult, you could go to your local all black club and see Red Fox or someone like that was joking, and you could have it. You could get your humor that way. We might make fun of the rich people or the white people or whatever, and we didn't do it in a mean way. We did it in a I understand that you understand where I'm